From action-packed thrillers to hilarious comedies, we never seem to get enough as movie fanatics. As the years go by, so do these hidden gems and cult movie classics. Here are some movies you completely forgot about that are actually incredible. The 2010 Matthew Vaughn comic book adaptation follows teenager Dave Lazowski, portrayed by Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Hit Girl, portrayed by Chloe Grace Moretz, in an action comedy filled with humor, love, and hard-hitting choreographed fights. Dave, with no superpowers or special combat training, decides to become the first public superhero after wanting to make a change, and unfolds the world into a real-life comic book filled with crazy villains, mobsters, and Big Daddy? Kick-Ass has everything from non-stop laughter to heartbreaking death. It's always served as the "what if superheroes were real in today's society" factor, making it an instant classic in our books.
I'm Kick-Ass.
Part video game, part movie, and part battle of the bands to the death, Michael Cera gives us one of his best performances with his protagonist role in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. A jobless 22-year-old who plays bass guitar in a band falls in love with Ramona Flowers, portrayed by Mary Winstead, who in order to win her over, has to fight and take down 7 evil exes, one of them being our favorite blue tights-wearing hero, Chris Evans.
That is America's ass.
With each ex being more difficult to take down than the last, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World brought us well-crafted original humor and an amazing soundtrack with each battle for Ramona Flowers' love. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World brings an original creative look to a movie that Edgar Wright and Michael Bacall quickly made into a must-watch for the years to come. The Rian Johnson sci-fi thriller Looper, set in both the year 2044 and the year 2074, had us on an emotional rollercoaster filled with suspense, drama, and tons of action. With time travel having been invented in 2074 and instantly deemed illegal by a fearful government, bounty hunters known as loopers remove problematic people from the future and the past, therefore leaving no trace of them in the future.
Time travel just fries your brain like an egg.
Loopers are paid with silver bars for each kill until the day they receive gold bars as pay. Gold bars signifying a termination of their contract by killing their future selves, or closing their loop. 25-year-old Joe, portrayed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, reaches the end of his loop, killing his future self and receiving his final gold bars. Without waiting too much time, he goes on to live his life lavishly in China until he runs out of money, leading him to live a life filled with crime. Joe's older self, portrayed by Bruce Willis, falls in love and settles down with his wife, portrayed by the beautiful Zhu King. But through the tragic death of his wife by the hands of the Rainmaker's henchmen, he decides that when it's time for his past self to close the loop, he makes sure to get away in an attempt to kill the Rainmaker while he or she is still a child. This causes big problems for his younger self, leading to gun battles, romance, and a tough decision that leaves us with our mouths wide open with a desire to watch more.
It's the little ones that get you.
No movie list would be complete without a teeth-clenching thriller. Don't Breathe follows a trio of teens, Rocky, Alex, and Money, portrayed by Jane Levy, Dylan Minnette, and Daniel Zavato, who are desperate for money to make a new life for themselves in California. Receiving a tip that there's an easy $300,000 stashed away in the home of Norman Nordstrom, a blind man portrayed by Stephen Lang, they decide to steal it for themselves. Unfortunately for our trio of thieves, Norman, although blind, is a highly trained Army veteran. Think Terminator meets John Wick.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Don't Breathe could not be a better title for this intense thriller. With the majority of the movie being inside Norman's house, in near complete darkness, it gives the feeling as if we ourselves are walking alongside this trio, unsure of what lies behind the next corner we turn. Norman, although blind, knows the layout of his house like the back of his hand. And with a very strong sense of hearing and smell, he doesn't give our young Rocky, Money, and Alex much of a fighting chance. Mark Zuckerberg became the youngest billionaire ever with his social media empire, Facebook. With all his fame and success, he's undoubtedly one of our generation's greatest accomplishments. But there may be a side of Zuckerberg we might not know. The 2010 film The Social Network follows a young Mark Zuckerberg in his early college years, played by Jesse Eisenberg. Mark, with his genius and slightly buzzed influence, creates Face Smash after a weird breakup with his girlfriend.
I'm a little intoxicated, I'm not gonna lie.
This leads him not just having everyone on campus join his website, but also crashing Harvard's servers and gaining a large amount of attention in the process. Mark is soon approached by the Winklevoss twins about their exclusive Harvard social media site, which a young Mark seems to take interest in and tells the twins,
I said I'd help.
Unbeknownst to the twins, he goes to his then best friend Eduardo Saverin, played by Andrew Garfield, and tells him about his own exclusive social media platform, offering him a 70-30 split in the company with a $1,000 investment from Eduardo's behalf. With the success of Facebook, Mark wants to keep it fresh and cool, while Eduardo is looking to quickly make revenue by finding advertisers and applying ads to the rapidly growing social media platform. Mark, taking the advice of Sean Parker, portrayed by Justin Timberlake, after a business dinner and a later meeting in California, goes the route of not running ads and finding an investor to help grow his company. With so many changes going on and Eduardo receiving very little knowledge of what's going on within the company, he's ultimately hit with a curveball when his shares are diluted down for the benefit of the company per the contracts he signed when taking a $500,000 investment.
Would you like to use my pen?
All along, Mark and Sean knowing this information leads to a huge lawsuit between Mark and Eduardo, as well as the Winklevoss twins, believing Mark stole their idea.
I was your only friend.
The Social Network, filled with drama, an interesting story and plotline, has made it a must-watch on any occasion. Like what you saw? Be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on your favorite movie content here on Cinemash.